morning, everyone. And don't worry, I'm not here by myself. I don't know where Josh is. He's wandering around the shop somewhere, but he should be here any second. But in the meantime, good morning. And I hope you had a great weekend. And I'm glad to be back after being off for a couple of weeks. So I am so excited and to be here. And I'm really sorry that Josh isn't here because I would love to be showing you this fabric because this fabric is so pretty.
Show it. Go for it.
That's right.
I can take the day off. I'm all right with this.
I've been
You're
given
the star
permission.
of the show. I'm good with this.
I'm not the star of the show, and I can prove it to you because my husband, I was telling my husband how much I enjoyed doing this little thing on Monday mornings. And he said, yeah, that Josh is really entertaining. So I know I'm not the star.
Well, thank you.
So anyway, look at this beautiful batik. Isn't this pretty? This is make a great border
It is
or
pretty,
whatever.
isn't it?
You've got some great pretty fabrics.
We're going to show all of them, but I was like, oh my gosh, why did I order more batik? And then I saw them when they came in. I go, oh, that's
why.
That's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Good morning, everybody.
So
let me get the feed up here. Make sure that
okay, so while he's
because we don't have a computer in front of us today, so
no computer.
Well, Tony's here. Thank goodness. The whole crew's here, so this should be a flawless episode.
Flawless episode.
No pressure.
No pressure.
So why don't you tell me about that? But the batiks are so pretty, and this is kind of a.
She's diving on in. You see this?
Love it.
It goes with all the ones on this.
And on so the sea urchins, although they look like flowers to me.
They do.
And then this one, this kind of leafy pattern. This is the first time I've seen this.
So technically, this one goes with this.
Yeah.
And then these are a different line, but boy, do they blend in well with the colorways.
And I love the leafy pattern. If you're into kind of organic fabrics, these are beautiful. It's this leafy design.
Matches Josh today.
Oh, I should have held the purple. This one here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You can't see my new shoes.
No, we should put them
Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Joyce.
Are these shoes that you made?
No.
Those are
These are Pumas. Store-bought.
Store-bought all the way.
Super sale. Couldn't pass them up.
Mhm.
They're purple and teal.
Of course.
Good morning, Linda. All right. Well, just jumped in with fabrics. Well, let me back up though. Let's move this because should we do the drawing now?
Yeah, you need to say thank you first.
Well, I'm going to,
Okay.
but should we start with that? Okay.
We need a list.
We had fun on Saturday.
First do this.
Thumbs up. Tony's giving us the cow milker. Thumbs up, hearts. It does wonders for us. And we're getting more and more people finding us. And so thank you for sharing. It works. It's fantastic. Hello on Instagram. Hello on YouTube if you're watching. Good morning, Tris. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Patricia. Pat. All right, the party's here. So Saturday was awesome.
Good day.
It was busy in like a great way.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing people came out. We had fun. We had our first, just in case you didn't join us, you don't know what we're talking about. We had our first spring fling, which basically was a demo day.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, it felt like a bazillion stations.
Mm-hmm. It was a bazillion.
There was a lot of stations, and it was each station was kind of broken down to show a different sort of demo and let people just kind of play with some of the products that maybe we don't talk about enough.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody came in with a passport, and they went around and got it initialed, and if they finished it, they got a prize. And then Denise, who joined us, won a gift card.
Cool.
And now we're going to do another drawing
Right
because
now,
we were giving 2 things away. This one, however, I think this is cool. I'm not going to go through all of it, but there are pre-cuts and a really nice thread set. And what else is in there? Patterns and thread and stickers and all sorts of good stuff. So it's an awesome little gift bag, and I'm happy. I'm not going to pull everything out, but I'm happy to give this one away. I think it's going to be fun.
And you get a bag that says the Quirky Quilter.
That's right, Martelli bag.
That's really cool.
We did a lot of Martelli demonstrating on Saturday. So how fitting is it that you get a Martelli bag? If you didn't come to the Martelli event and get one earlier. If you did, you get a second one.
That's right.
If you win. So it was awesome. I joked about it when we did the drawing. and I hope people didn't take it the wrong way. When I said I wish we had more people, I didn't mean customers, not you guys. I meant staff.
No,
That's all I meant, because I felt bad because people had to kind of wait when I was technically doing 3 stations. I shouldn't have been, truthfully. So I think we live and we learn, and in the future we can make it go even a little bit smoother. So hopefully we do this every, I don't know, 6 months or so.
That was a fun idea.
It was fun, and I think the response was great. Vanessa, thank you. Toe Beans Coffee was here. She had her coffee bar set up right here.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Did she do whipped cream?
I don't know.
I don't know if she did with
I only had an espresso and then like a kiwi. No, it wasn't a kiwi. It was a lime, like a lime.
key
What was
lime
it?
pie.
A key lime pie drink spritzer. I said the right words. I just didn't put them in the right order. Key lime pie. It was fantastic. So thank you, Vanessa. That was awesome. We will definitely have her back for some more events.
Yeah,
It was super cool. Her whole little cart came in. She had a sink. It was such a cool setup.
Now, how did you find her?
She's in a networking group that I'm in. Yeah.
Well, that's very cool.
And I was like, a portable coffee bar. And immediately I'm like, well, we have events. I like coffee. So, all right. Good morning, Maria. I'm assuming Denise A1. Yes, Denise, we did a drawing at 3:00, but you had to be present to win. This one, you don't obviously have to be present. So yes, Denise, it was
because
funny.
it'd be limited to who would win it.
Well, there was 2 people there, and it was Denise and Denise. And so Denise A and G. So that's why she's saying she's assuming Denise A won. Yes, Denise G, you now have a chance to win. So you never know. Had a lot of fun. Learn about freehand quilting and working on the serger. Fantastic. Yeah, a lot of people are scared I noticed they were timid to sit down at the free motion, the ASR station. So I'm super happy that we did that. And that's one of the reasons I was like, I wish I had more time to really sit and play with people on the free motion. But free motion is not something you just sit down and very rarely you just, oh, I'm good at this. It takes time. So hopefully at least you got like a little bit of, taste of it. And yeah. So good morning, Thaddeus. What's up, bud? Great idea about making pillowcase for a wonderful cause. Yeah, so anybody that did the serger station, they finished off pillowcases for the Ryan's Case for Smiles.
Oh, very
which
cool.
is our next charity sewing party, May something.
Sure.
Yeah, don't worry.
We'll let you know. On the spot.
We'll let you know. It's all right. It's our next one in May, which is what? 2 days away. What is today?
Yeah.
That's wild, isn't it?
Wednesday.
Kind of scary.
I know, right? Time is flying. We're having fun.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. Good morning, Jody. All right, let me do this drawing so we can get to this fabric. Joann is drooling.
I am. I'm excited.
I tell you what, I'm going to let you do the drawing.
Yay. And my name's not.
And she won't draw her own name. That's right. Can you reach it?
I can.
Uh-oh. Did you?
Oh, no. Denise Adams. So hold on. Should we do... Denise, I got something for you. I want to do another one though.
Yeah.
Denise A.
One again.
You're a lucky person.
We love Denise, so I got something for you. But we're gonna do another one. Come on. Okay. Oh, that was hilarious. She laughed. I was like, "Your name's not in there."
I thought it was Denise. The other
Sam.
Hey, oh. Sam. Congratulations, Sam. You won the goodie bag, and I'm pretty sure this is your setup. Stuff all over here. So we'll see you soon.
Okay, can I put that
away?
Fantastic.
Sam, you're not winning anymore. She's like, yeah, my luck's run out.
Your luck has come back, Sam.
Okay, well, I'm going to put this by Sam's place.
Yeah, I'll put it over here. I know where his stuff is.
That's hilarious.
That is too funny.
This really isn't rigged.
No, it's well, obviously.
Nice lie.
We just drew her name. We were like, no. Oh, all right. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Diane. All right, fantastic. Just something I'm going to show before we do this because I'm not going to spend any time on it. But
the clappers.
I can't tell because I don't have a computer. But how does that work? So clapper. No, it's not. Is it called a clapper?
It's called a clapper. That's what it's called.
I'm sorry, I doubted you.
It's because I went too far.
Add that to your pet peeve. Add that to your pet peeve list. People that doubt me.
Are you taking special orders for that?
So, well, that's the idea. So, if you are interested in getting one of these, and honestly, it is high quality. It's fantastic. Our neighbor actually makes these, and she's putting our logo right right
was
smack
gonna
dab on there.
say.
Isn't that awesome?
That's too cool.
I know she's actually we've got 12 of them coming in, and the logo is going to be a little bit larger with our website on it.
Oh my
But
goodness.
who wants a cut up and sew clapper? Hey,
This is the coolest thing.
isn't that
So
awesome?
if this is something you have to have if you are part of the cut up and sew crew.
Absolutely.
So this, and it's awesome because I think it's a little bit heavier
The
than
first 12 already gone now.
First 12 are gone. Yeah. Well, it is. It's you can tell it's
Nice.
good
It's
wood.
very
And it's
nice.
super smooth. And,
Uh-huh.
you know, branded stuff. I've gone back and forth with doing T-shirts, and that's in the works. Enough people have asked for it, and I was like, well, I want something kind of unique. And I was like, well, this is cool. And I know a couple other shops probably have this, but still, we don't. And now we do,
Yeah.
and it's awesome.
And I don't know if the other shops are as nice as this. I mean, I like the weight of this. I don't think the ones I have are this heavy, and it's very nice. It'll give
Yeah.
you some nice
So
seams.
cool. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Karen. Sam, you just jumped on. Did you? Congratulations, Sam. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Even though you're late, I guess we'll let you still win. No, that's awesome. Congrats to you. All right, so let's get into the fabric.
Okay.
What's the clapper for? Terry says.
What's the clapper for?
Yep.
Clapping.
Well,
So when you
have a ring
clapping
in your hand.
fabric.
Clapping fabric. Would you like to?
Sure. So when you've pressed your fabric, you know, you've pressed your seams and you've got them nice. But now maybe you've noticed that you press your seams and after about 15 minutes, they don't look pressed anymore. So what you can do is you take this, you put it right on top of your seam. It kind of absorbs the heat and helps the seam lie nice and flat. It's a nice little tool. And it's actually initially a tailor's clapper. And so they've been around for a really long time. And quilters have just in the last few years adopted it.
Yeah, cool concept. I mean, the way the wood absorbs the heat. So, I mean, that's pretty brilliant, actually. Fantastic.
It's great when you use a wool mat with it.
Yeah.
Right. So, anyway, that's what a clapper's for. Not to be confused with a whacker,
Which does similar.
which does exist. but
Feeling
it's
a little
mallet
too
and-
close right now.
I promise you, I will not. I will not hit you. Good morning, Amanda.
But you could use it for a mallet.
Exactly. Wendy, good morning. Joellen, good morning. Ann says t-shirts have to be lavender or purple. Well, duh.
Of course.
Absolutely, Ann. You know that. And Ann, if you're here today, you'll appreciate my shoes. So I'll show. I'm not taking my shoes off and showing everybody. So you have to come in to see them. All right. We got some batiks in, but before I show up close these, I feel kind of bad. So, and I didn't get your name, but during the shop hop, well, the shop hop's technically still going on for 2 more days, right? Woo. All right. Somebody came in and they said, do you have the Dudley and Doolittle? I swear that's not what she called it, but this is exactly what she was asking about. And I said, no, we don't. Because there's another one called Tully the Turtle or something. But then they came in. So my apologies. If you do watch this, feel free to call. We've got 4 of them, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it is made with the gorgeous batiks, but it is just stinking cute.
It is really cute.
And as much as I'd love to make a sample, we only have 4. So I'm kind of going, probably need to not waste. It's not a waste, but we probably need to save those for you guys.
I'm talking a sample.
Perfect segue. Thank you. Now, I want somebody to make this. And we only have 3 of these. So again, but Tony could show gorgeous fabric. And it's called the Sea of Love. I mean, how cool is that?
And Ryan, she's got great.
Oh, okay. She does. And she has pretty fabrics.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's stunning. So that Sea of Love, yeah. I want one just for the shop, but I know it'll happen. We'll make a sample, then everybody will, the last 2 will sell, and then I'll have a sample hung up that I have to take down. But then what do we do with our samples when we take them down?
Aha.
Do you? So shame on us. On Saturday, we had all these samples over here, and it was such a crazy day. And a lot of people did take advantage of this. So kudos to you. But we have decided to pretty much sell all of our samples. And there's nothing wrong with them. We just don't have room for them. And my wife made it very clear that I can't keep all of them. So here they are. But for this week, because we were supposed to be announcing it constantly on Saturday, and I dropped the ball, they're all priced, but then they'll be 20% off of the marked price. And there is some tops. So just the tops of the quilts, but then there are a lot that are absolutely finished, binded, quilted, and totally stunning. I love this one. See, I can't look at them because I'll start going, well, I'll keep that one. I'll keep that one. So I'm not going to do it. Step away from the samples. I know. So anyway, those are here all week. They'll be 20% off. And if you can't make it in this week, we'll still have them. Unfortunately, you might miss that discount. Just saying. Just saying.
Some neat quilts in there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Louise said, I've had one since high school.
Clapper.
Oh. Okay, I was a little confused.
Yeah. Good morning, Marilyn. Bang out the bumps and seams. That's exactly right. Dot, good morning. Do those come with paper templates for cutting? Are they applique? So,
I responded.
oh, looks like Tony responded to you.
So the answer is yes.
Oh, I didn't go far enough down. Yes, Amanda. Yeah. So, and that's what I was curious about because especially the mermaid, the Sea of Love, I was like, there's no way this is pieced. It's not like a paper piece. So
No.
it's definitely a raw edge applique.
It's raw.
Yeah, okay, and it's the turtle the same?
Yes.
The turtle's a stuffing.
No, but
Isn't it?
the top shell is all appliqued onto.
Oh, the shell is appliqued on the turtle. Yeah.
Okay, so for those of
Good morning,
you who know,
Dream.
McKenna Ryan, did you already say that this was? It's
I
a
don't think I did.
McKenna. It's a McKenna Ryan pattern, and her designs are always they have an intricate look to them. Yes, they do, and they're all raw edge, and so it's in some ways it's easier. In some ways, it's a little bit more complex, but it's a beautiful pattern, and she just has the most wonderful color choices in her design.
It's awesome.
She's worked with Hoffman for a long time.
So speaking of Hoffman, let's start over here. These are probably the prettiest batiks I've seen in a long time. And yes, they are definitely my colorway. Ew, look at this. But it's the high quality, and like you just might have heard Tony say, the digital printing allows for such insane color combinations.
But this looks like a digital print. It's not.
Oh, it's a batik.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at it. You see like a bazillion different shades. It's incredible.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't know. Tony, you may have to
Yeah.
hold this up. Do you mind doing that?
No.
Okay. There's 5, maybe 6 color. I don't know if we grabbed all of them, but there's a handful of colorways. And this is Hoffman. What is this one called actually? Opal. I don't know the name of the line, but it's a Hoffman batik and it's gorgeous. Yeah, I don't know why I heard you say that, but I know that batiks are not digitally printed.
They look digital.
They look super digital,
They're
but
so colorful.
and the process of the way the batiks are made, like it blows my mind when they get this many color layers and stuff like that. It's incredible.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I the whole process of batik making has come so far since it first started.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some videos, and I know who was it that was talking about? Jan was talking about she took a trip and got to see, firsthand how these things are made. And I mean, how amazing is that? And I understand the concept, but some of these that have these, 10 colors and shades, that's a long process.
And the intricate design.
That's what I'm thinking.
And the
too.
design, yeah.
Because it's wax.
So yeah, I don't know if they're hand doodling, if they've got a big old print, like a stamp, who knows? But it is gorgeous. Now this is obviously like a sea themed, ocean themed, and I think that's the seaweed. What's that one?
Looks like a nautilus shell. It's called spice.
It's called spice, spicy. Well, this is like a seaweed.
That's a seaweed.
Oh, so I thought that was the same one. Yeah, okay.
When I put it up, there we go. When I go to the count, the light's weird, so it doesn't show the true color.
You'll have
the jellies.
You'll have to come in.
That's right. You have to come in. We actually have 3 jellies. We'll show you 2 of them.
This is the prettiest one. Look at
all the color in there. That's just incredible.
That's clearly, obviously, my favorite. And this is my second favorite because it's so soft.
Has such a, oh my goodness. They're all beautiful.
Good morning, Darlene. Welcome. We're showing the new Hoffman batiks that we got in.
I can't tell whether this is my favorite part of the show or my least favorite because it's always like, I don't need any more fabric. But
I know.
I need this.
I know.
Always need more fabrics, the answer.
Yeah.
Well, think about me. My wife's like, well, why do you want a yard of all that Tula? And I was like, to put on my wall. Because I don't use enough fabric to really, I shouldn't have a fabric stash.
I understand.
I mean, I have a
This is a fabric
stash. But it just, some of it, I'm like, I
But
can't
somebody
help that.
can buy that.
I know.
Then you won't have
And
it.
that's what happens is I'll be like, well, I didn't get it. What if I want it? And then it's gone. And then, so
I have
that's why.
there was somebody in one of my classes once, and she was making this quilt, and she had this fat quarter bundle, which was just so pretty. And she was making this quilt, and she needed more fabric for it. And I said, "Well, use something from here. It works perfectly." And she looked at me with this horrified look on her face, and she said, "I'm just going to put that on the shelf somewhere where I can look at it."
Nothing wrong with that. And you're not alone.
A lot of
Sam,
there.
driving, so can't stay on. Please focus on the road. Get here safe. Your goodie bag is here waiting for you. Yeah, Amanda, they are stunning. And they are so much prettier in person. I couldn't really see the camera, but I can guarantee you the lighting is not going to do it justice. Good morning, Sarah. All right, so I didn't bring a cheat sheet or anything. We've talked about thank you for coming to the event. Samples are on sale.
20% off.
20% off of the price that's on there for the rest of the week.
And
2 days left of the shop hop.
And samples are on the website with the discount on them too.
And the samples are, in case you didn't hear that, samples are on the website with the discount. So if you can't get in, feel free to go to cutupandsew.com and at least just look around.
And buy it. They can buy it online.
Well, they can buy it online, but I mean, to search it, did we break down? I haven't even looked. Shame on me, but
there's a category for shop
there's
samples.
okay. It's in a shop sample category, easy to find.
Yeah, a great Christmas present, birthday present, great thing to have. And then you don't have to make that quilt.
Smart, especially if you're like if you have plans to make a quilt for someone, you'll spend less money and less time.
Yeah, that's right. And some of them need to be quilted.
The glow in the dark spaceship one. That fabric went pretty fast, but we have the sample left, and it's awesome.
That's so cute.
And this was our first shop hop.
Mm-hmm.
I think second shop hop. I don't remember.
Yep.
See, now I'm going, that's a first, but that's I need to keep that. It's history. Like I need a bikini quilt. Good morning, Carol. All right. So anything else? So just a friendly reminder, every Saturday at 9 a.m. we do a study hall. So we don't talk about classes too much here because that's all study hall is about. So we'll sit down, Tony and I, and we'll literally go through the upcoming classes and talk about any events, anything like that. But I will just keep reminding you, Mary McCarthy's garment classes are not full yet. And we've got a few weeks left. Yeah. 16th, 17th. Yeah. We've got a few weeks left. So if you have been considering and looking at it, go ahead and sign up. Get your spot saved. Yep. We're excited to bring some garment sewing back to Cut Up and Sew. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I probably got more to talk about, but I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
All right.
What are we doing today?
A couple of things. One, there's a binding class coming up on Friday, and I've been kind of studying for that. And I discovered something that I did not know. Now, I'm not particularly into wide bindings or different size of bindings, and probably like a lot like most of you is I have a size, I got my binding and I put it on, and that's all. But you can have a lot of say in the size of binding you have. So let's say you want to have a wider binding than usual, or maybe a narrower binding. So looking at this quilt right here, which is actually the quilt for the August class. Oh, goodness, should clean it. So like this binding is like a 1/2 inch wide, maybe a little less, 3/8 I think it actually is. And that's the binding that I always put on. And but I found out an easy way to figure out how wide your binding is. So like if you want to put on a wider binding, or you want a 1/4 inch binding, or 1/2 inch, or 1 inch, or even 3 inches, there's a formula. Now I'm not big into formulas. It's like math.
It is math.
You lost me at formula.
But this one's kind of easy. So let's say, So, and I brought this quilt because this actually could have benefited from a little bit wider binding. You can see it's kind of narrow. There's a big space of black here. So a nice wide binding on this probably would have been really nice. So
Really pretty.
Yeah, it is.
it's a dramatic quilt. It has all black.
That's August.
That's August. So anyway, so what you do is you decide how wide your binding is. So let's say I wanted to put a 1-inch binding on here. Okay. So you have the 1 inch that you want on one side here. So you multiply 1 by 4. So now we have 4 inches. And then you're going to add 3/4 of an inch for folding. And then if you're going to machine bind it, you add another 1/4 of an inch. So if you wanted a 1/4 inch binding, you would say, okay, 1/4 inch times 4 is 1 inch. And then you add another 3/4 of an inch. And then if you're going to machine, and that's what you do if you're just going to turn it and sew it on by machine, turn it and hand sew it on. But if you're one of those people that likes the machine bind, then you'd add another 1/4 of an inch just to give you enough to make sure that it turns and you have enough to catch it on the back. So I thought that was really cool.
That's cool. Just curious, how many people actually put their binding on by hand versus machine? I'm just curious, just in the comments.
There's a lot more.
Well,
That's that Friday.
yeah. Good morning, Angelina. What up, Vinny?
Well, it was
How you
half
doing,
and
bud?
half, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot more people doing the hand binding than you would expect at this point, and that's fine.
Cuckoo.
It
I'm just joking.
the hand binding just
Hearts.
looks really nice.
It does,
And-
but
I
takes
get
a
it.
lot of time.
I get it and I respect it.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't done it in a long time. Now the other
I
thing,
barely do machine binding. By the way.
It's-
So to be fair, like
You
I'm
know-
not a best.
and binding is one of those things you can hire out. Right. So anyway, the other thing I learned or saw that I'd never really thought of.
See, it's half and half.
Yeah, wow.
So the other thing that I found out was you can a way of controlling your scraps. So let's say you have a drawer, a basket, a room full of this sort of thing.
Let's not say they do. You know you do.
So you can take this and instead of having a binding that's the same that goes all the way around your quilt, you take your scraps and you start sewing your scraps together and making a binding out of it. So I had this
Fun.
class that I was teaching where we used all these 2.5-inch strips, and I've got a whole bunch of them left over, and you can sew them all together and have them all ready for maybe a scrap quilt that you're making or something like that. And then you have your binding all made. It's kind of fanciful. It's not your plain old usual binding. It's something that's different. And it's a way of controlling and getting your scraps kind of under
Looks
control.
a lot like that.
Yeah, it is. That's why I like that, I think. So
See,
anyway,
you have enough of it. You
I
don't need
do.
it. You
I
got
do.
scraps. This
Um,
is really cool. That'd be a
I've done
cute.
that.
That's
Uh-huh.
yeah, that'd be a fun binding.
That's the way to use to pull your fabric from your quilt, too.
that's right.
Great.
So anyway, and I liked it because I have a room full of scraps. So, and the other
Wow.
thing is I really much prefer to sew my binding together on an angle, but sometimes it really works, especially if you're using short pieces like this. It works a little bit better if you do the straight, you just sew it
Straight
together
angle.
straight along the edge. And I don't really like that. It puts a lot of layers on top, but it's not a bad thing to do, and it works in a lot to situations.
When
So
you say layers on top, you mean the thickness?
It's-
Because you
Once
got all
you-
the
yeah,
all those
once you
seams?
start folding it and
Yeah.
on itself, then you've got like 16 layers of fabric.
But if you have a really nice wooden
You can pound those down.
fabric,
And I was watching this this tutorial by Jordan Fabrics, and she was putting her binding on, and she sewed her binding together on the straight edge here, and I was horrified. But she's teaching people to do that. That's awful. But I guess it works.
but it works. Yeah.
Yes, and there are places for it. But if you're going to do that, make sure you press the seam open.
Right.
So anyway, that's my binding. If you want to know more about binding, come
That's
on
good.
Friday.
Perfect. Good morning, Donna.
Yeah,
Good morning,
there are
Nina.
openings in your binding classes.
Yeah,
There are openings in the binding
Yeah,
class.
There are a
Okay.
couple of, there are a couple of
And
openings
that,
there.
but is that this Friday?
That's this Friday.
Oh, sign
May.
up.
May's
May's this Friday. I know that's
Yeah.
great. The collage quilt class ended. That's right. It was 2,
Uh-huh.
which was awesome. I absolutely not. Did we even talk about this? I wish we had them to show.
I do
Wow,
too.
did they do good?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And everybody was so different. But I think it's the first time we've had a collage quilt class where I didn't hear anyone really get like down on themselves or frustrated.
Mhm.
Maybe I missed that part. I don't know. But everybody was happy at the end of the class, which is great. And that's not Joann's teaching. It's just that collage quilting,
It's fun.
it is fun, but for a lot of people, they didn't realize how much cuttings involved. They didn't understand the process.
Mhm.
So I can see people go, "Whoa, what have I gotten into?
Mhm.
I should have picked a bigger design or a
Or a
bigger
smaller
pattern
one.
or a smaller." Yeah, it's true.
Whichever. So anyway, yes, that was a fun class. It always is, and
we'll do it again.
we'll do it again.
People are already
Absolutely. Linda says, then wrap spare binding on empty tube of paper towel.
That's right. You can do that. So it's all, and you have a little place where you can tuck it, and it's all ready for you at another
Tony
time.
says her fingers. Is that you?
asking. Yeah, I make a cinnamon roll.
Mhm.
Right on.
So anyway, that's
Cool.
that. And so that's that. And the other thing we were going to do today is just your pet peeves for quilting. And Tony had one that she was like, when I suggested it to her, she had one that she just came up with before I even had the words out of my mouth. They were still kind of hanging in the air.
Finally, I get to say it.
I've got a couple now that I thought more about it.
Okay.
but
So what are some of yours?
I only have 2.
you only have 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not
You're not a
I'm
thumb.
not a traditional quilter. I don't have, so
That's okay.
you mean tell me?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, and it's more of not just for, was it
Whatever
quilting
you want,
pet
whatever
peeves or
you
just-
come up with.
pet peeves?
Like
in
people
general?
shuffling their feet.
No, it is people, no matter what the project is, when they go to show it, they go, I made this, but I messed up right here.
That's funny
That's a
because you
good
do it
one.
all the time.
I know I do. And I'm a total hypocrite, but I'm guilty of it. But I notice it and I'm going, stop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a pet peeve. Like I don't get upset with the person, but I'm like, why do we do that? So it's a
Mhm.
pet peeve. And everybody does it.
I think that's
That
a
is
great one. And I think that's one we should really think about. How do we take that out of our vocabulary?
Yeah.
Because, it's we're hard on ourselves.
Right.
And
We're our own worst critic. I say it all the time,
mhm.
but it's like easier said than done. I get it, obviously, because So there was that one. And then just basically people that confine themselves to think outside the box. They don't think outside the box. They don't try new things and they don't challenge themselves enough. Don't push themselves.
Mhm.
That looks awesome, but I don't, that's above my skill set.
Mhm.
Well, how do you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
just self-doubt.
Mhm. And that's a great one. Those are 2 really good ones. You came up with some
Came
good
in
ones.
strong. My work here is done.
I would love I would love to see people, to be more adventurous. And I know part of it is, you're just learning, you want to stay in that little box, but eventually you got to get out of the box and try something new and allow a little bit of your own creativity come out. Sometimes it's just choosing your own one color that goes outside of the line, that's a little bit different.
And crawl before you walk. I'm not saying you have to dive in,
No.
but once you've gotten the hang of try something new.
Right.
Yeah.
Take a class that you're not comfortable with, or
Exactly.
just watch a video of something.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
It's a great one. Okay, what have you got?
So my first one is I'm trying to be delicate
Jody.
because I don't want to. Well, you did mention Jordan Fabrics, but I won't do that. So there's a certain company out there that their whole goal is doing things quick and easy, but I'm always reteaching people those quick and easy things. So like half square triangles, you can do half square triangles. I won't say the right way because there's 20 ways to do everything.
Sure.
You got to find the way that works best for you.
The quick and easy way.
The quick and easy way for half square triangles is not the best way because most of the time it tends to be where you put 2 pieces together, you draw your lines, and then you make 4 half square triangles. I'll say like a 10-inch squares, 2 10-inch squares together. But what happens is when you take those out, all those edges are biased.
Mhm.
So when you go to put them in your quilt, you're stretching and pulling. And then People always ask me, why is this not working? Because you didn't learn the right way.
Yeah.
So that's
By
one
the
of
way.
one of my pet peeves.
Mhm.
My other one, don't take it personally.
Uh-oh.
When you're cutting, don't use your rotary cutter to scrape away the leftovers. You put the rotary cutter
And
down,
then scrape
move
the
it with your
blade.
fingers, and then do it because that dulls the blade fast.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, you do.
But you're not the only one.
Maria,
so
you do it too. You do the cut and then you slide off. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
You're using
yes,
the blade to slide
yes.
it off? That's funny. Yeah.
it dulls the blade really fast. And
It's good. I know a cheap place to get blades.
but have it, close it, put it down. That's my other pet peeve. Walking around a
Leaving
class,
the blade
that
open.
drives me nuts at the counter. Close it up. So, those are mine.
Those are
That's
ones.
good.
And in keeping with your first one, one of the phrases that is thrown around a lot that really kind of has, as time has gone on, really starts to bother me is finished is better than perfect, and it'll quilt out. Because sometimes finished is better than perfect, but sometimes, when you take too many shortcuts, you have too many things that aren't coming together, and by the time you're done, you've spent a lot of time and a lot of money, and your quilt is a mess because you had this idea. It's better finished than perfect. Now it works sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. The other thing is it'll quilt out. Well, I tell you, as a long armor, those wavy borders are not going to quilt out.
It'll get fixed in quilting in the
Yeah.
process. Is that what the
That's the idea, that it'll get quilted in quilting or fixed in quilting, and it doesn't. Your long armor is trying desperately at all kinds of different measures to try and get that to shrink up and lay flat, but it's not going to, and it's not going to. You're not reaping the benefits of all your hard work. And so it's best to know how to do those things well.
Well, long term, yeah, you're not going to be able to. If you do that one quilt quick and easy, you're going to repeat those mistakes over and over. Forever.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
learning it right.
So,
Jody, by the way, says scant quarter-inch. Never going to happen with me.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's good.
If you feel like people are pushing the scant quarter-inch, just use a thinner thread.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good one.
And so
dummy question here. What's the actual measurement of a scant quarter-inch?
There is none.
I know. Okay. So somebody asked me that, and I was like, it's smaller, I think, than a quarter-inch,
it's like
a little bit.
It's a hair different, and
But there's not a Okay.
No, and all they're trying to do, I think, is make up for the size of your thread. So if you're using a 40 weight thread, that's going to take up a lot of room in your seam. Whereas if you're using an 80 weight thread, it's not going to take up as much space. So it'll turn a little bit easier. And those 80 weight threads are kind of nice to work with.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Wendy says finished is better than perfect! Exclamation point. Uh-oh.
Okay, Wendy.
Fight. No, but I think what I like about finished is not better than perfect is finish strong. Like, don't just go, right, I'm so close. We talk about the binding, or not, well, the binding, but the backing all the time. Don't just slap something on there.
Yeah.
I think decades ago they did muslin on the back of everything or sheet. Yeah. And I'm like, no. So finish strong because that's your work of art. So they basically put a label on it, even like go all the way to say, look, I finished it.
I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of the finish. Yeah, right. So see it all the way through. I think that's what we were saying, Wendy.
And that's that comes into play with your borders. Say, the main portion of your quilt is that center portion, the part that's pretty, and you're putting the borders on maybe to just frame it or make it a little bit bigger. So you just throw those borders on. Well, don't do that. That's where you get wavy borders, and that's where your long armor starts to pull their hair out. So, you want to take the time with each step to do the best you can. And if you've done the best you can and it's not perfect, then it's fine. But you just want to keep that attitude up throughout the whole quilt.
My long armor likes my piecing. Well, that's all that matters. And we're not saying you're doing any bad piecing, by the way, Wendy. I was going to say, you saw, what did I see right here? I'm looking at your eating and drinking while sewing. Interesting.
Yeah, eating and drinking while sewing. I think that
we all annoy Joann.
and believe me, I'm just as guilty as everybody. But I will say I threw this in because we were at a retreat and there were 3 of us who were together. And one of the women had a cup of coffee, which spilled on one of the other women's.
Ooh, that's why you have
Fair enough.
sippy cup toppers.
Sippy cup.
So I'm not saying
But-
that stop eating or drinking, because I know that if
It's
I
not
did
gonna
that,
happen.
I'd never
Yeah.
eat or drink. But
And please, Carol, don't stop bringing food to the class. 'Cause it's phenomenal.
Right. Oh my goodness.
But technically, you guys keep it on a table by
Yeah,
itself. So I get it. Be respectful and
Yeah, and
Yeah.
make sure you have it in a place where it's not going to hurt your or somebody else's quilting.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
Real quick, lots of times I will use a panel for the back to make it special. Love that.
That's a great
good
idea.
idea.
I just ordered one of the samples, but I don't have PayPal. I'll try to get in today or tomorrow. Terry, you can just put pay at pickup, and that way we'll save it for you. If you can't figure it out, call us at 10, and we'll make sure to pull the one that you want. Awesome.
Okay. All right. So a couple of my pet peeves were cutting without pressing.
That's a good one.
That just I do it myself sometimes, and I'll be cutting and the fabric is all wrinkly and whatever, and I'm thinking, why am I not taking the time to press this makes it so much harder.
Because you got to walk over there and plug in an iron.
I
and
have to
the whole-
walk from here to here. That's not
I know. I know. That's my inner monologue, my battle. I'm like, oh, but it's all the way over there.
it's all the way, it's like 5 feet away. And so cutting but it makes such a difference that when you cut without pressing, you risk not getting straight lines, and it's just a mess. So once again, press before you cut. Let's see. And the other one is sewing over pins.
You wrote that one twice.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
And,
Sewing over pens.
It drives me nuts too.
yeah. And
I know people say, well, I can do it. It doesn't do anything. But I mean, you are rolling the dice.
yeah,
You just,
absolutely. And when the first or second time you get that pin that is jammed down into your sewing machine, and when you finally manage to get it out, it's like this. It's just, and you realize that not only is you've ruined the pin, which, I mean, you get 1,000 of them in a box,
yeah.
but what has it done to your bobbin case? And that's the big question.
For timing.
And
The timing of the machine,
timing
it
of
can
the
cause
machine.
more damage than it's worth to go.
yeah.
But I used to do it with my mom's sewing machine.
Sure. Machines are made different now, too.
Mhm.
And there's
Uh,
the tension and the computerized parts.
Mhm.
they're very
Especially the
sensitive.
machines with auto tension. Basically, the fancy schmancy machines that a lot of you, if not most of you, have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though that technically, yes, you can go through layers and it'll go the pen no problem. But that one time that it hits it could
Mhm.
cause you a trip to come in and see us.
Yeah. And I know that, you can tell me
Hey,
that
Christy.
the pins are really thin now, and they're not the big heavy ones that you used to use, and, all this sort of stuff. But the reality is, once you hit that pin, you'll realize the problem.
And it'll happen accidentally, but do your best to pull it out.
And it dulls the needle too.
Yeah. Those needle, you have to change your needle. My last one is linear fabric. I hate linear fabric.
Directional fabric.
Like directional
Yeah.
fabric
No, not directional.
or fabric with
linear.
lines
With
on it.
linen.
Yeah. So
Oh,
So if you have a dotted
Plaid.
fabric, the dotted goes just like this, right next to each other. The plaids are worse because the plaids so often are off grain, and it's hard to get them to straighten up.
So I like those plaids the best, but it's pure aesthetic. Like, I don't sew those, and so I get it. If you're trying to follow a straight line,
Mhm.
like the new cave, for example, that's not straight on purpose.
mhm.
Oh, so
It's
It's asymmetric,
it's
yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but I see what you're saying.
That's pretty funny. I don't either. I don't like polka dots.
well,
Good
now
thing we don't have polka dots. We have dragon eggs,
have
right?
Yeah.
whenever I see a polka dot fabric where all the dots are random, I buy it.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
You're okay with the random.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
okay with
fair
it.
enough.
Okay, that's it. That's
Dull
what I
the
got.
needle, but in the 60s, that was how it was taught in school.
True.
Was
But
it
the
really?
machines are different. Yeah.
Different types of machines now, Denise. But yeah, good point. So-
So
If you're still sewing with the same machine that you sewed with in high school,
that's different.
come see me. I got you covered. But you'll have to pull your needle, your pins out. I'll throw in a box of pins.
And it's okay. It's okay to sew a little bit slower. I think that there,
It's not a race.
that's that.
Tony, it's not a race.
Yeah, but if I do it well.
Yeah, that idea of being able to sew fast and get through something really quickly. Enjoy the journey.
It's too early. I wasn't ready. But that's good. I think I loved all that. See, I like the conversational type of pieces. Yeah. So thank you guys for your input. That makes it even more
fun.
like, yeah, absolutely. I'm amazed though. The hand sewing was literally half and half, and the front machine, the back by hand.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you do hands. If you can't sew.
You never do the front hand stitch. Yeah. Okay.
No.
That would make sense, right?
Yeah,
You just put it on and then. Yeah.
And it's one of those things that's nice to do when you're sitting by the TV and you don't, you're locked into your machine with the machine.
I get that.
Although
EPP,
it's
hand,
faster.
I get it. Hand embroidery, which I really want to dabble in, but I just
Hand
You have
embroidery.
time?
You're young.
no. That's what I don't. I stop myself because I'm just complaining. And I shouldn't.
Put that on your bucket list for when you
People who
retire.
complain about people who have a wonderful life that complain about. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Just to recap, thanks again for everybody that came to the Spring Fling. Congrats, Sam. Congrats, Denise A. Twice.
I'm gonna hang out with you, Denise.
I
That's-
know. Sample sale, 20% off the rest of the week.
Mhm.
And sign up for Mary's class, sign up for the binding class on Friday,
Mhm.
and probably sign up for some other stuff.
Yeah, lots of classes out there.
That's right.
Yeah, and we'll be here 9 a.m. on Saturday to talk in depth more about the classes and events we got coming up.
Yeah, we've got lots of new ones.
We got lots of new ones. Surgery classes, all sorts. Say we can go down the rabbit hole. So awesome. You guys have an amazing day. Live to create.
Enjoy the journey.
No.
Bum, bum, bum.
See you guys.
Bye.